Yo, what's up, guys? How are you doing today, man? I'm talking about the Memphis Grizzlies and how they are legit. This team, the chemistry, the fight, the depth, with and without John Moran, this team has shown that right now they are one of the best teams in basketball. And this team is just insane. Like I said, the team chemistry is on 100. They have the depth, they have the young players, they have the good coaching and Taylor Jenkins. They have this good play, and they've continued this on for so long that you just have to give them respect. Even if initially you didn't want to give them your respect, you have to give them now. Okay, the fact that even without John Morant, their best player, the superstar player that we know as John Morant, they're still winning games by considerable amount of games. Last night they went ahead, and yeah, you can say without Jrue Holiday, but the Grizzlies went ahead last night and faced, in my opinion, the best team in the Eastern Conference, the Milwaukee Bucks. They beat them by a considerable amount of points. And yeah, this was without John Moran. Obviously, you can say the Bucks had no Jrue Holiday, but give them their respect, bro. They don't have their best player, and they're still showing out. Like, it's actually insane how good they are, even without Ja Moran. Okay, but other than that, let's get straight into the video. So as we know, John Moran has missed a plethora of games this season with multiple injuries and all of that. And while John Moran has been out, his team has been stepping up, as John Moran this season has missed 19 games, and the Grizzlies are sitting at a record of 17-2 without John Moran. Yes, that is actually insane. The fact that without their superstar player John Moran, they're still 17-2, and their winning percentage is 895. It's actually insane just how much depth this Memphis Grizzlies team has, and the fact that they're just so committed to playing defense. They have, in my opinion, the guy that right now is in the running for Defensive Player of the Year, and that is Triple J, Jaren Jackson Jr. right now, who is leading the NBA in blocks by a good amount. The guy is great, one of the league's best rim protectors in the NBA. Super good, has his obviously good three-point shot, can create his own shot, can rebound decently well, and he just makes this team go. He is a defensive anchor, and without them they would not be where they are at right now in the Western Conference standings. Triple J is very good, and he really just makes his team go. His ability to block shots, to hit shots when needed, and he's a big energy guy, and he fits so well with this team, and he's just so young. It will just continue to improve year by year, and in my opinion, this year he was right on the cusp of making the All-Star team because of a really good push right near the All-Star break in particular. So yeah, definitely shout out to Jaren Jackson Jr. Really big fan of him and his game, and love watching him and John Moran hoop. Now, obviously, the best player in this team, obviously, is John Moran, superstar player, in my opinion. He's right on the cusp of making the All-NBA first team. I mean, I would just put Luka Doncic over him. I might put Trae Young over him. It's really a tough decision, honestly, in my opinion, for the All-NBA first team. If you want to go a guy like Trae Young, if you want to go a guy like John Morant, Trae Young, obviously, he's having a really good season, so is John Morant, but my opinion, it's such a tough decision, and I really wouldn't be mad if either one of those two got on there. But yeah, definitely I would put Luka there for sure. For that right now, Luka's a lock for All-NBA first team, in my opinion. But yeah, John Morant's been having a really good season. He, in my opinion, right now is the most improved player, and whether he just is a leader of this team, a guy that is like so young is a leader of this team, and it's just honestly just amazing just how much fun this team is having, and they just look so fun. Their team chemistry, every time I watch one of their post-game interviews or their games or just pre-games, the chemistry looks like it's just bursting with just so much energy. They just look like a team that you just want to be around, a team that you just want to root for. And the Grizzlies, you really can't hate this team at all. I mean, you kind of can, because they talk a lot of trash talk, obviously, to like Desmond Bain and everybody else. So I definitely see why people really hate this team, because they do talk their stuff, but they do back it up with their plays, so you can't really knock that. But again, I get it if you kind of do. But yeah, John Morant really makes this team go. The fact that last year he went ahead and people were making this conversation between either him or Zion Williamson, which still is a good conversation in my opinion. People could say that even right now, if it was Zion being out, they still might take Zion Williamson over John Morant. I mean, we're gonna have to see how Zion Williamson obviously plays post-injury, obviously. Hopefully everything goes well with that, obviously. But John Moran, we've seen now, he'll probably be All-NBA. He was an all-star game started this season. Moran now was in his third year, and he's definitely a lock to be on minimum All-NBA second team. And last year we saw Zion, obviously, in his sophomore year, obviously. He went ahead and averaged 27 points. He made the all-star team. People would say that right now they might or might not take Zion Williamson over Moran, but I mean, it's not really a terrible discussion because on one hand, you have a guy who averaged 27 points per game in his second season and made the all-star team. On the other hand, you have a guy that right now is on one of the best teams of basketball, putting up great numbers, in my opinion, the most improved player, minimum top 10 in MVP, and leading this team at a very young age in only his third year of basketball. So he's going to continue to get better. And Grizzlies fans, I know y'all just love Moran. Just that this catalyst of this team makes this team go, and y'all just wouldn't be where y'all at right now without Moran. And just how much better he's got this year. He's improved three-point shots, improved shooting, his ability to play make, his ability to get to the rim. Like, he's just so athletic. And the fact that I really like about him is we know how athletic players eventually their game kind of dies off because they're only good at athleticism. And obviously father time is not a myth. It obviously is a real thing. I mean, there is also LeBron James, who just I guess father time just doesn't know what to do with him. They just don't know how to stop him. It's simply different. But in terms of guys like Russell Westbrook, Moran, John Wall, eventually their athleticism will obviously derail. So they want to go ahead and eventually develop a three-point shot. Moran, in his third season in the NBA, has already developed a consistent three-point shot. Yes, he isn't by any means a three-point sniper, a guy that is known for only three-point shooting. Okay, he's a good shooter. If you leave him open, he'll probably hit it, but he's not by any means like a Desmond Bain, like knock down all the time, gotta like double team every single time he's at the three-point line. No, he's a good three-point shooter, but he's not elite. Like, he'll hit it, but you want him to do, because like I said, his athleticism will eventually start to derail. So definitely want to go ahead and develop that three-point shot pretty early in case anything happens. So yeah. And then there's Desmond Bain, who literally this season, in my opinion, he's also is like Moran, minimum top 5 for MIP. Made a video a couple months earlier, mid-season awards. I had Desmond Bain, I believe, winning MIP, or I might have had Miles Bridges winning. I think I have Desmond Bain number 2, but I really do have Desmond Bain minimum, even top 5. I want to see. He's just gotten so much better from last year. Just his abilities from last year being only a 3-and-D player to this year working on his playmaking, just becoming a better defender, in my opinion, becoming a better shooter, and just his ability this year to go ahead and create his own shot. And without Moran, he's shown that he can go ahead and create his own shot, and he's been playing really, really well with and without Moran this season. And again, he's one of those guys that makes this team go. He's a really good three-point shooter. Even when he's not hitting his three-point shot, he's going ahead, he's playmaking, and he can get to the rim, get to the free throw line, and he will always continue to play that tough defense, which is something you just have to love in him. And then there's Steven Adams, who I honestly, when they first got him, I wasn't too keen on Memphis getting him because I feel like Jonas Valanciunas was the better option by a landslide. Steven Adams, honestly, he didn't really play too well in New Orleans with the Pelicans, so I really didn't see the idea for this trade. But they did get a better screener, in my opinion, a guy that won't take as much shots, obviously, as Jonas Valanciunas, but he will go ahead and play better defense, and obviously he's a better passer. And I wouldn't say Steven Adams is a better player than Jonas Valanciunas. I just feel like he might just fit this team better because there's a lot of guys in the Grizzlies and they take a lot of shots. So take a guy, Valanciunas, put him on the Pelicans, and put Adams on the Grizzlies. That's obviously more shots for the Grizzlies. That's better screens. Steven Adams, in my opinion, right now is one of the best screen setters in the NBA. Very good rebounder, and yeah, I just feel like he's a really good teammate as well. So I definitely see why they made this trade now. But initially, I will admit that I wasn't too keen on this trade at all, and I did not really understand it. But it did end up getting a pick back. That pick that went ahead and ended up using that to get Zion Williams, who this season honestly has been a pleasant surprise, in my opinion. Again, a guy I made a video on during the draft. I said that the Grizzlies went ahead and reached for him. I thought there were better players, honestly, than Zion Williams, and I felt like they took him too early. I felt like they could have waited their trade down and draft him, but nope. Once again, I was wrong because he has, especially second half and right around the end of the first half, he has absolutely just flipped the switch. He's came in huge for Dillon Brooks, who's been out multiple times, and he's been able to now develop that three-point shot, play good defense, and he's really good player. Also, in my opinion, very good young player. And his confidence, again, the Grizzlies are a confident team, okay? You go from putting him from not playing to playing backup to now him starting because Dillon Brooks' injury, and now he is as confident as ever. Now with Dillon Brooks back, he's now back to that bench role, and he is still confident, okay? The Grizzlies, what they would define them as is confident. Everybody just oozes of confidence. This is a very confident young team, and I feel like they're just them. I feel like they are just them. And then obviously there is Dillon Brooks, who has missed, like I said, a lot of games this year, but when he's healthy, he is one of the best 3-and-D players in the NBA, and he can go out every given game and give you between 18 to 20 points per game, if not 16 to 18 points per game. The guy is a volume shooter. He is a very good shooter, and he is a tough nose defender. He's a pest. He will get into your head, and yeah, the guy is just the guy that if he's on your team, you love him. If you play against him, you will hate him. He's that type of player. You have to have him on your team to love him, or you will just absolutely hate his guts if he goes ahead and plays against your team. Just ask Warrior fans. But when this team is clicking, when Shaw is clicking, when Bane is clicking, when Brooks is clicking, when Triple J, when Steven Adams is clicking, this team is so good, and this is one of my dark horse teams right now to win the NBA championship. Yes, I said dark horse. I'm not going to say that this is a team that's going to go ahead and win a championship, because Memphis fans did not expect to be this good at all. They did not expect right now to have the second best record in basketball and a record of 17-2 and a winning percentage of 895 without their superstar player and their guy Moran. They did not expect this at all. This is a pleasant surprise for them, and they deserve this, okay? From the grit and grind, from losing Mike Conley, losing Marc Gasol, Tony Allen departing, they deserve this. They have been through the thick and thin with this team, and they deserve all of this. They really do deserve all of this and then some. So definitely hope that Memphis goes far. Definitely a team that I'm definitely going to be hoping to see go very far in the playoffs. And not gonna lie, this team is a very young team, so I'm not gonna say that they're gonna go ahead and somehow upset a team like the Suns or go. I mean, the thing is, Memphis does play extremely tough against Golden State, but in a 7-game series, we will see. Memphis has had Golden State's number for a while, and we see that Ja Morant elevates his game against Stephen Curry and the Warriors, and we've seen that last year they beat them in the play-in, but they sent Steph Curry and the Warriors to go ahead and play with the Lakers, and we all know what happened with the Lakers Warriors play-in. Yeah, definitely shout out to the bench unit as well for Memphis. Guys like Anthony Melton, who has been on fire lately, being able to hit his 3-point shot. Tyus Jones being able to step in for Ja Morant, continue his good playmaking. Just, in my opinion, a very underrated point guard. He has, and for a while, if he still doesn't have it to this day, he had the best assist to turnover ratio in the NBA as a backup point guard, which is absolutely just insane. So shout out to Tyus Jones, shout out to Anthony Melton, shout out to guys as well like Brandon Clark, who comes off the bench, provides good energy and rebounds, and really good around the rim, plays tough defense, and in my opinion as well, a very good young player as well that's been definitely hooping this year. So shout out to Brandon Clark, shout out to Melton, shout out to Tyus Jones. And then people will go ahead and they'll use the Grizzlies being good without Ja Morant and saying that Ja Morant is a quote-unquote overrated player, and he's not as good as he seems because Memphis can go ahead and beat on teams without him. And first off, that's not correct at all. Memphis has only been showing to win games without Ja Morant against bad teams or teams without one of their best players. With last night, they beat Milwaukee by a considerable amount of points without Jrue Holiday. And yeah, I'm not obviously diminishing Memphis and their core without Ja Morant. I'm just saying that obviously they're not as good without Ja Morant as they are good with Ja Morant, obviously, because come playout time, they're gonna show you that they're gonna need Ja Morant a lot more than what they need him to be right now. But it's definitely a good thing to have, because you know that your team, even without you, God forbid anything happens, that they can still produce very well without you. But again, we're gonna have to see if they actually can do that come playout time when it actually matters against good teams that are gonna be fully healthy and are gonna go ahead and send Memphis packing home. Okay, yeah, shout out to Memphis. Honestly, right now, one of my favorite teams right now to watch in the NBA. Very good team to watch, in my opinion. Very fun, very energetic, and they just ooze with great energy, good team chemistry, and like I said again, they just ooze with confidence. Team is legit, and I can see them going very, very far in the playoffs. And don't be surprised if you see Memphis in the Western Conference Finals again. It is just dependent on the seedings, and again, right now they're sitting at the 2nd seed in the Western Conference, which means that they will go ahead, and if the standings stay the same, they will face the 7th seed of the Western Conference, which right now Memphis will go ahead and play Minnesota. In my opinion, I feel like Minnesota definitely would not beat Memphis. I would say that Memphis will win that series in 6 games, respectfully, okay? Other than that, yo, that is the video. So go down below, drop a like, comment down below, sub up. Just follow me on Twitch, Twitter, and TikTok. Your boy John. Hopefully you guys did enjoy the video, and I'm out, man. Peace.